So by now you probably heard about this awesome camera known as the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I've had it for a few months, and I know it's been out since around October, November last year, 2023. But that is not what I wanted to really talk about in this video. What I really wanted to talk about is what the future may hold for the Osmo Pocket line, and probably what I would love to see either in some updates or maybe a pro version of this, or maybe just the Osmo Pocket 4. So first off, I wanted to say I do love this camera. It has been pretty good for me so far. I have no real issues with it, but there are a few things that I wish were different about it. And one of the things I wish either could come in a firmware update or maybe in the next Osmo Pocket device is better autofocus. Now I know that DJI just released a firmware update just a few weeks ago that helps the autofocus, and they don't really go into detail like what changes were made. It just said improved autofocus and a few other things. I have noticed a slight difference, but I still wish there was a manual control that you can set the sensitivity of how smooth the autofocus is when it's racking focus from something near and far. It's a little bit jarring, and especially when the camera picks up something off in the distance, like just out of the way of the subject, it kind of locks focus to that further out in the distance object, and then it snaps back to its real subject. And you can see for that second that is puts you or whoever the subject is out of focus just for a second. But it's so jarring, the jarring motion of it. And that is something I wish could be improved on. Another thing I would like to see for the Osmo Pocket is have some level of waterproof or water resistance. I know that they said that this is pretty much not waterproof, and some people have said they have used it with a slight drizzle and then they wiped it off and it was fine. But I don't want to really risk it because I don't know how much water it can take. So what I did do, I did get the DJI Care refresh so that just in case something like that happens and it gets damaged from water, I know I can have another one replaced for a very minimal price. So some kind of waterproof level would be really awesome with the next Osmo Pocket 3. Now I know that DJI also sells action cameras, and I really think that they probably aren't going to make this waterproof anytime soon because they don't want to cannibalize on those sales for the action cameras they have. But it could be slightly less waterproof than the DJI Action 4, but they're the experts. They are the ones who are able to make these, so I'm just asking as a wish. Something else that I would really like to see in the next version of this is a rotating camera. So in this, yes, the camera head does rotate and it flips out, and now it's in landscape, and you put that in portrait mode and it's still in landscape. So this means that the camera is now giving you a 3K version of your video rather than 4K. And I really wish there was a way you can get native 4K in portrait because of this. I know that in social media, especially Instagram, when you edit a 4K timeline, you really want to export your video as a 1080p, because Instagram and some other social media platforms, they do add some compression to your video to make it fit onto their timelines, but their compression is not as good. So you want to export your video to be the size they require rather than have them compress your video. So having a 4K portrait video may not go well if you're posting it straight away to Instagram, but with the way how portrait has really taken over the industry the last few years with apps like TikTok and YouTube starting to follow suit with shorts and Instagram having reels. It's just a matter of time before these platforms allow 4K portrait videos. And when that time comes, you really would like to be future proofed. I know that DJI also has this feature built into some of their top drones where they can flip the entire camera rather than, you know, cropping into a 4K video. Another cool feature would be a 360 mode. Now, hear me out on this. This is not like a 360 like the Insta 360 or any other 360 cameras out there. What I'm saying is 360 mode in which the camera can go 360, similar to the RS3 or the RS4. Like when you triple tap, you get the camera flipped like this, and you triple tap again and it flips back in the same direction. So a 360 where it could flip completely around in 360 would come in handy for certain situations, such as doing the orbit or doing the 360 spiral. This camera has that motion, but it only goes to 90 degrees or 180 degrees. Imagine if it had the 360 degrees. That would be a perfect video. And not only that, this is also a perfect tool for people who are into real estate, who want to just get out and start filming their real estate videos if they're selling a house. But if you can have this on the tripod in a room and you can set it to do a 360, either a picture or video of that room from that spot, with the gimbal head spinning around the entire room, then that will be a really awesome feature as well. So if you are finding value from this video so far, or you're agreeing with some of these things on the list, I really wish you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to put out more videos for you guys as soon as we possibly can. And maybe if enough likes and subscribes happen, or enough views happen to this video, DJI may be able to see this video and it might pick some of these things off of this list and add it to the Osmo Pocket 4. Who knows? And also leave me a comment if you are finding anything helpful in this video, or you may have a feature that you may think DJI might want to add to their next Osmo Pocket. Leave it in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. I have a few more that I'm going to go over as quickly as I possibly can. Multi-phase detection in auto track. That would be awesome, because sometimes you might be filming with two people, like a podcast, and this might be your podcast camera. So if you have multi-phase detection, the camera will know to keep two people in the frame, so that if you're having a podcast, you're sitting down, the camera will be able to track you and also keep the second person in the shot. Also, if you're doing like a selfie video with someone and you want to talk to them, it keeps both your faces in focus, and that will be something really cool, because I know that the Pocket uses some software also to make that blur background along with its fixed f1.2 aperture. But having two faces, and you can still blur the background if you want to via software, if that's something that may look as good, the look that you're going for, I think that would also work really, really well. Two more things I want to mention, and the second last thing I wanted to talk about is built-in ND filters. So right out the box, the Pocket 3 is ready to go. You just flick it open, you download the Mimo app, you register it, and you just start recording right away. But what if you got the Pocket 3 and it is completely sunny outside? Your footage is going to be blown out if you are not using Pro mode. If you are using Pro mode, you're going to have to tweak some settings, or you're going to have to just leave the shutter speed at a ridiculously high shutter speed. Then you won't be able to get extremely good cinematic footage without the 180-degree rule. So some built-in ND filters would really, really be awesome. And that is something I know that DJI may or may not implement, because they do sell the ND filters for the Pocket. And having the ND filter spot built into the little protective cover really means that they're probably going to keep making ND filters for it that are removable. But it's something that is wishful thinking. Maybe they might include this feature only on like a Pocket 4 Pro, you know? So if they do, that would be an awesome feature to have, a built-in ND filter. And the last thing I wanted to mention is the charging case. Now, you go and get the creator combo. You get that little charging pouch. You're probably not going to use it again after you get that. You're probably going to pick up a third-party hard shell case that can fit all the stuff very well, individual slotted. But DJI did something really cool that not only put them on the map, but it also put some other companies on notice, and that is by making a charging case for this. Now, I don't have the DJI Mic 2 charging case. I do have the DJI Mic 1, and this is it. This charging case charges up the two DJI mics and the receiver at the same time by just storing it in the case. What would be really good is if you buy something like a Creator Combo Pro, where it comes with both the Osmo Pocket and the Mic 2 or Mic 3, depending on if they decide to reinvent the wheel. Having a case that can store both of these devices at the same time and charge them at the same time, rather than having to plug this in with the USB cable, and then when you're done you have to remember to plug this in with a USB to charge this separately. You can have a case that can plug both in slots in the case and then close it up, and the case is charging them, because the case probably would have its own battery as well built in. That would be something I really wish they would do for the Pocket 4, make a very usable case, and I think I made a very usable case by including that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you agree with some of the things in the list. I know that some of the things that I mentioned may never come to the Pocket 4, but if they do, that would be awesome. And I do love this camera. I never owned the Pocket 1 or Pocket 2, but seeing the features this camera had, plus knowing I wanted to do a lot of traveling this year, it really just made sense to pick up one. So I'm really glad that I picked it up. I bought this with my own money. I'm not sponsored, as you probably guessed by now. And yeah, I will have some more videos coming out about this little camera. So if you want to see more videos on this and some other stuff, please hit that subscribe button. Let me know that you love the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.